graduate, and she still has never had a real bedroom.
Yeah, well, I sort of understand that. Maybe gonna join us online, but the my oldest, so we had a sort of policy like one of our kids could have their own bedroom. We were like 16, 17. And my daughter got that room, and then my other daughter turned 16. I'm like, well, you have a choice, oldest daughter, move out, move into your little sister's room, or you know, she's like, I don't want to do either of those. So she set up shop in the unfinished basement and just freeze most nights during the winter. And so that was sort of motivation. She's actually in the guest room. So now it takes time. So trying to
I know.
4 to 7.
Are you? I thought you were younger.
It's my Taylor choice.
Surprised the stress in life hasn't made me older. Michaela will not be here today. It's the 3 of you and me, and
You might have seen in the email I sent regarding the agenda that Darren will not be here today. And ultimately will be.
Coming from the last one.
And Hillary's here.
Yeah.
can you hear us? Can we hear you?
Hello.
We're good.
How's your dog? Lori?
Wait. Do you see my dog? That's funny. The dog's good. Shadow.
Looking good.
Can you remind us of this dog and who it is?
That's Shadow. We're just picking my little one up from school. Yeah, this is Shadow.
Hi, Shadow. Will you be joining us in person at all today or just on Zoom?
No, I'm just gonna be on Zoom, but this should be my last time on Zoom.
Okay. I don't know if you heard, but Darren's not with us today, and Paul will be here, but he will be a little bit late.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
All right. Are we ready?
I think we're good. So that's recording, and welcome to shut the door.
We have quite a bit to talk about. Are you ready, Sarah?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you want to start by just reporting on this
Sure.
coming out party?
Yes, exactly. My debut in party in my new position at UVU that we had. Wait, oh, is that what you were talking about? Okay. Last Wednesday, second annual, the inaugural was initiated by Hillary last year. And yeah, we had a keynote speaker from Dell Technologies and 2 hours of dual breakout sessions for students and community members, business members. And then we concluded with a campus sustainability tour.
Sorry, I missed that part.
Yeah. So yeah, it was great. We felt like we had a pretty good turnout. I was hoping to get maybe 60, and we had probably different individuals throughout the day, maybe between 90 and 100. So
Ran out of chairs.
at that first session, it was nice to start bringing in chairs from the other room, so that was encouraging. And so we just kind of wrap up meeting yesterday. For next year. But it was encouraging to. I talked with a friend of mine she's on Woodland Hills City Council, and she said that she was talking with the mayor of Linden about her efforts to help support sustainability promotion at the city level, like through council of government meetings and the potential opportunity for, again, getting sustainability committees and that kind of thing. It's encouraging to get her support.
It's organizing that now. I think it's good to have.
Yeah.
I thought it was good to have 3 cities. So for those of you who weren't there, Sarah organized a panel at the UVU Sustainability Conference that had representatives from Provo and Orem and Sarah and I represented Orem, and both Provo and Lehigh had city employees that were also there, as well as a citizen representative. So we got to see three models, and we had a good turnout, and I thought there would probably be a lot of people in that audience that would say, hey, I'd like to do this.
The woman who heads up the garden at UVU, she was there and she was like, I want to get involved. She was on.
Okay. Thank you for the efforts there.
Thanks for coming.
Okay. Hillary, you are on the agenda. Let us know when would be a good time for you to talk about Utah Lake Authority Management Plan updates. We can do that at any time.
Okay, that sounds good. Like 10 minutes.
Okay. Paul's not yet here, so maybe we will defer his stuff later in the agenda. But Sarah, you're first up on the birthday contest.
Okay, so we, the library has selected a winner for the 4 entries.
Can you say the library selected?
The library did their internal selection, and then they reached out to us for our feedback that they would then add to their perspective. So they have, they wanted to make sure that not just the artistic skill was represented, but also the earthquake was represented as well. And so I passed along the feedback that I received from this committee, and so that winner, I'm not sure when you're going to. This is a new collaboration. Obviously, there's going to be some gaps, and then I've spoken with my friend who's also on that library committee, who was talking about next year as a possibility of, if we have more space in the library, to be able to display the gallery, that maybe we also have opened up to elementary school students and have different categories, which I was in favor of. I thought that was a fun way to really expand the
you sent us the folder, and there's some pretty ones there. You're not revealing.
Yeah, I want to. I'm not sure what to.
That's fine.
When they're planning on. If I need to coordinate on that. But.
Okay. Is there anything else that we need to do to support it? I guess no feedback.
Money, I think, is.
Okay.
We had said that we would pay for the $50 gift card that we've done the past few years.
When are you giving that out?
I will let you know. Yeah. I think how we've done it the past 2 years is we've reached out to the winner and said, where would you like your $50 gift card to a business in one? Then
Matt goes and gets it. Okay. Thanks for making that.
And you just want like a general like MasterCard, Visa, all purpose gift card? not take a specific place, right?
I think how we did it last year
Michael
was,
last year.
yeah, they both students chose Michael's.
Oh, okay.
And I think the idea was so that it was,
Okay,
businesses.
sorry. Good finish the lesson. Family girl.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll move to the awards update. It's okay. This is where I need your help a little bit, Matt. I have had a chance to talk to Brandon Leak, who we voted on last time, and also to Rachel Wilkerson from Session Farm.
I said Brandon.
Brandon.
BREN. Last name is spelled. And I collected quite a few notes about the kinds of things that they are doing, and felt like indeed they were great choices. So I went ahead and ordered awards for the fans. And they said that they would be ready in time for city council next week.
Okay, I'm picking up.
You're up for that one. Just a couple of things to highlight that I think are relevant for us. One is that this year, Wilkerson Farm is the first year that everything that they do has been done with a drip tape.
Oh, interesting.
They've saved so much water as a result. And so they would absolutely do that again. It was a ton of work. You need a machine.
As in last growing season, that's when they did the drip tape. Okay.
They even drip tape the corn maze. So
So they've got the data, that created those data.
Mhm. They felt really good about that. Some of the other highlights that I think could be good for us to highlight to City Council, Wilkerson Farm are that they had 7,200 students come last year, which is a ton. And preschoolers and kindergartners, anyone associated with a program that supports disabilities or things those are all free. They were able to essentially pay for all of their produce and production with the remaining additions for that. They also grew an enormous number of things. I should just give you it's quite impressive. And all of their donations, all of their production is from rented habit. So it's relatively 2,000 pounds of fruit and vegetables. Their 6 big crops are potatoes, onions, pumpkins, watermelons, cantaloupes, peaches. And we've been there, so you know what it looks like. It's like that. They have 19 acres of production. I think that's just a really remarkable contribution. And it's really a collaboration between Rich and Rachel Wilkerson and Allison Slater, who is the one that essentially allows them to form that charitable relation. So we will be honoring them. And then
Is it Wilkerson Farm?
Wilkerson.
And then her last name was Weaver.
Is it? I thought it was Wilkerson.
I think it's
Was it
Wilkerson.
Wilkerson?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Rachel Wilkerson.
Rich is the one that's been farming the longest. He's been doing it for those years. And then Rachel joined. Raymond Leake is a really interesting guy. I think also somebody that I'm excited for us to honor with an award. He lives in Orem. He lives at the Aston. Chose the Aston because of its public transportation options. That's all places that he needs to go, which includes work at BYU and work and he has been leading a sustainability transformation at BYU. Number of things that have happened there. Pretty cool. Is a move to natural gas. There's no coal anymore. There's also a number of things they've done to really save heat. BYU has been able to do a lot of local food sourcing. So they're higher than most universities in terms of local food sourcing at 30%. Impressive. They have installed a bunch of electric vehicle charging stations. They're now very popular and that often have lines. They have an inventory of all sustainability related courses at BYU and course learning outcomes, and they're working to figure out which courses are addressing sustainable development goals. They have hosted 2 green weeks a year now, past 2 years. That get students involved, right, in a variety of sustainability things. And they have been doing a lot of community events. Most of those have been in Provo. But there's a lot of interest in doing more. So I think there's an opportunity there for us to tap into some of the energy that's happening at BYU. More collaborations with you guys had. The Y Earth U
Oh, yeah.
event.
Well, no, that was, are you talking about the Y Talk campaign? That, yeah, that's a BYU campaign. And I was trying to like share it at UVU, and so I created a graphic with the Y of it, Earth and the logos. I don't know how many UVU students participated in that campaign, but
Okay.
maybe next year.
But we're starting to make a
Saying
connection.
maybe next year.
We're starting to make a connection.
Yeah.
But there is,
We'd like to collaborate more on sustainability efforts.
so bottom line is that Mr. Leak has really triggered a lot of really positive change around natural resources. A lot of it is happening with his employment, with the initiative program. He is now a resident, so he is contributing to the broader community there, and excited to jump that one. So we have those awards.
Okay.
Hello, Hillary.
Hi, I'm home now and I can update you if you'd like.
Okay, we're ready for you.
Okay. Yes, so the Utah Lake Authority voted a few weeks ago to accept the conceptual draft management plan, but now we're going through all of the public comments that were made and seeing. So by legislature rules, we had to have something like on the books April 1st. So now we're going through all the public feedback and seeing where we can make changes or where we think things fit. So I just wanted to give everyone an update that, like, because at the meeting, people are like, wait, how are you approving this? You just got comments. So we approved it to be like the guiding document for now, but are now working on revising.
So
That's-
timeline and next steps.
Yes, so Right now it's the management plan team that's kind of revising things. And then it looks like in August likely will be the next 30-day public comment period. Like August.
So the public comments will be on the revised version.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what's the timeline for having all of the revisions completed?
Like to have the final thing in place, I think it's by October.
Do you have any reports on anything we learned at the meeting when they voted to approve it?
Yeah, the Utah Lake Authority meeting last time, I think the biggest thing that came out of it was, yeah, this conceptual management plan, but also a wetland banking idea. So there's some folks who want to do like basically wetland banking where the authority would purchase wetlands and then kind of have those on reserve, and then they could develop other wetlands, like so the wetlands would serve as like a mitigation bank. And there are no projects, like no land being acquired, but that was just conceptually like, is this a way that the authority thinks we should go? And I felt it was a little like rushed, like, wait, this is like a really huge deal, you know. Ostensibly you could like buy, say you want to buy wetlands in like South Utah Lake, and then you could say, okay, Vineyard, you can develop these as long as you pay to offset some of your development with other wetlands. So that's just kind of something to like keep an eye on. I think over the years, I think that'll be used as a strategy. Yeah.
I know we've heard before concerns that some of the motivation for the proposal, the original islands proposal, was less to create the islands and more to develop the shoreline.
Yeah.
And so I think it would be really helpful for us to be focused on anything that would impact that.
Yep.
Shoreline.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So that's why to me it was kind of like okay, conceptually maybe, but there's a lot of details to work out to see like what you'd be willing to, what kind of projects would fit into something like that. Yeah, so if that's like a way that you can engage with other members on the ULA board or with the executive director, like, tell me more about these wetland banking schemes you have, or not schemes, like proposals. What is that shaping up to look like? It's something to keep an eye on, for sure.
It is.
Negative connotation.
Thanks, Hillary.
I did have one also update you with two other brief things. You know, Tara Bishop, we gave her an award a few years ago, or
Last year.
Last year.
yeah, she recently accepted a faculty position in environmental science at UVU.
Oh, wow.
So that's super exciting to have her be part of UVU and engage more with the Orem community.
Thank you. That's great.
Yeah, super excited. It'll be in my department too, which is awesome.
Didn't she move away? Didn't they move away?
They moved to Moab. Yes.
Oh, okay.
They're coming back.
All right.
I don't know when, but she did accept officially. So, well, and then the other thing that the UVU folks already know this, but my other colleagues here don't know is, I recently found out I applied for a Fulbright, and I recently found out I got it. So January to June next year, I'll be living in Mongolia and teaching at the National University of Mongolia. But maybe I can still come to these meetings since the time change will be interesting.
Congratulations, Hillary. That's so fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so please start planning your trips.
I will start
Yes.
planning my trip.
Yes.
Good.
It's a country that's on my list. So
Yeah.
make a friend.
Yeah. So we can talk, you know, when we get closer.
January, you said, so we could do our retreat in January.
Yes. Yeah, so we can talk later about whether that means I take a pause or if I need to just step down from the committee or if I join from afar. But just be thinking about that.
Okay. Thanks so much for sharing that update. That's great news.
Yeah, thanks. We're excited.
How's your dog feeling about that?
I know the dog is probably the least excited, but the kids are excited.
Are they?
Good.
Good.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Paul, we've saved a couple of your items. So Earth Day event booth and bike coalition event.
Great. All right. So maybe we can talk Earth Day first because it's this Saturday. So the plan is still to have a booth at the Center Street Park, just next to where the Kindness Committee is doing their activities. So last year, Matt, you brought a table and all the stuff. Do you need any help bringing those things this year?
Does anybody else have a canopy? Minor storage.
I have a canopy. I don't think I have sufficient weights. I have some weights, but they need better weights.
I don't have weights either. I just stake it, but.
Well, I mean, I have stakes,
Yeah.
but like, I was just gonna say,
I'm
if it's
checking
windy.
on the weather.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's supposed to be Saturday.
Today, I just was slightly running because
So we do.
we have
Very
this
strong
amazing spring day.
Yeah. So, do you know what time is,
2 p.m.
yeah, and I think the setup is supposed to be at 1 or 1:30.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I mean, I'll make sure we have everything.
Okay.
Um,
I can help shuttle things or anything.
yeah, I don't know, maybe if I drop it off to you Thursday or something,
Yeah,
or if I come by, I just,
yeah.
I don't know, what's your plan for staffing the booth that afternoon?
I was just planning on sitting there.
Sitting
And
there.
anyone who
I
would like to
will
or
be out.
you're welcome to, but I was planning on
Otherwise,
being
I
there.
would be there, but I would.
Is it 2 to 5? That's what you put on that.
Yeah, let me double check. Not sure.
I have a wedding I'm attending at 1.
Okay.
But my intention is, unless it's inescapable, I will come to the second half of that. And is it in the All Abilities Playground area?
So yeah, it's just,
So it's on more on the 100 north side than the
Yeah.
Center Street side.
Yeah, the pavilion, like just the pavilion right to the east of it. That's where we set up close to. Yeah, they've also got the scales and tails show starting at 4.
Okay, so prior goes to 5.
Yeah, it's 2 to 5. Make your own bird feeders, service projects, coloring, story time, information booths. So last time it was us and the code enforcement, code enforcement people that had this. So they a lot of questions for code enforcement, but the people who stopped there often came over and talked with me a little bit too. So maybe, but they often took flyers and had good questions about water usage stuff. So yeah, I had probably a dozen good conversations, and I was not there for 3 hours last night. I'm not sure how long we were there. It was makeup.
Oh, right.
But yeah, so I was planning on being there for most of that time, if not all of that time.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. Just looking at Saturday, it looks like not nearly as windy, 59 degrees, and very low chance of precipitation. Shouldn't do that. So everyone's welcome, but yeah, basically just have a booth and just sit and chat with anybody who would like to. I mean, we had flyers for Rocky Mountain Power's Lot Smart, I think.
Yeah, I'll bring a whole slew of stuff that I have.
Water Conservancy District, like Flipper Strip stuff and everything, so.
There are also with the Inflation Reduction Act, renew rebates on things like heat pumps, and
Yeah.
I don't know enough about that to be able to, but that could be another point of interest. It's like, hey, this
Should
is
look
something,
into
yeah, there are a lot of
because-
rebates for, if you're working on stuff on your house, it's definitely worth it to look into.
Yeah, I know that Dominion was even, like, if you got a certain kind of heat pumps that still
It's
uses
like a
gas
dual
and,
fuel.
yeah,
The
dual
dual
fuel,
fuel program.
they can, you
Yeah.
can get quite a few, like, $2,000, $3,000 worth of rebates. on
Yep.
heat pump there.
Yeah.
So it's-
Do you have the ability to get reliable information?
I can,
I'm going off of a Tribune article I read.
do you know Don Jarvis?
Yeah,
So
well,
he,
he.
Well, that's right, he
I
was in the
Tribune,
Tribune
right, and I
article,
read that
that's right.
article and I was like,
That's right.
oh, this is great.
yeah, so
information to
he's
have.
been a big advocate for the heat pumps, and if you want to ask him, tell me about heat pumps,
Mhm.
he will gladly tell you about heat pumps.
Will you
Yeah.
share his number with you at some point?
Because that was very interesting. I didn't know all the things that Provo and Lehigh had going on, so that was very informative.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, that's good. So that's all that I had planned for birthday, nothing beyond that. For the bike event, we've got some updates for that. So, May 6th, Shauna Minkum of the Forum Bicycle Coalition is going to lead the tour. And there's going to be a few more members of the coalition who will basically corral us. So they'll be in the front and the back and keep us all on target. I've heard from, the name's going to slip my mind, but someone from Bike Utah is coming. And Jeff Lamson and Renee Millett have both responded with their RSVP that they can come. Haven't heard from anyone else. I know that Debbie, when we were talking about it, said that she would like to come, but I haven't heard from her from the email.
Did you send out individual emails?
Individual emails to each one,
Okay.
catered to the city council, trying to align this event to some of their goals. Tom McDonald wrote back and said he'd be out of town, but otherwise he would love to participate. Heard back from anyone else yet. Shauna did send an email today, Matt, asking if we could possibly invite any members of the police department who might be interested in bike insurance. Like she said that there used to be certain officers who maybe specialized as bike cops that might be interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Matt has also extended the invitation to the Transportation Advisory Committee,
Several
and
staff members.
some of the city engineers, and so we're definitely getting the word out. We'll see how many people come, but regardless, it should be
Do
nice.
you want me to work with Paul or Pete Wolfley or PIO on a social media post?
Well, that was something that we had talked about. We were not we would decided maybe not to make it like just general
Oh, okay.
public,
That's
but
fine.
more people who were interested in active transport
What's the-
infrastructure.
Maybe a follow-up post.
Or
Yeah.
directly, yeah.
What's the route?
So the route, we chose the shorter route that was supposed to include more of the city infrastructure. So we're gonna start here at the library And I'm not sure which way around Sean is gonna take us, but I think we're going down to Sarah Park and Sarah Pool. We're gonna be on state just a little bit as we come up, and then we're gonna go over to the Warren Community Hospital, the rec center, and a few things over there, and then head back. So I think it's something around trip 6. There are e-bikes available.
Who's going?
Mad dogs.
How many are there?
As many as RSVP as wanted. So far, Lene is the only person I think who's yeah. So,
Will you be there?
I hope to be there. I think so. And I'm just wondering if I should reserve an invite too. 'Cause oh, yeah. What time is it again?
it starts at. I should know this off the top of my head, but
The invite we have in the calendar is
9. Okay.
Try to do those things.
So I
It's on the
6th of May.
think I might have access to it.
I have it on 9 to 11.
Yeah, 9 to 11.
But I didn't have you all. I don't have you started, so yeah.
I will be out of town. Sorry.
It's all right. Yeah, we knew that going in. That's why we had originally planned it for the 13th, but I was there. This way. So, yeah, 9 to 11. on Saturday.
Yeah, I'd like to be there. So I just gotta
I just sent me a calendar.
try to see if I have a bike that can do that. And if not, then maybe I'll.
Yeah, as for
Oh, you just asked for it. We should get rid of a champion.
I'm hoping that I can be a part of the fleet at work, that there's an e-bike where the sustainability person.
that would be
That
cool.
makes sense.
As an ambassador.
Yeah, I know Darren's planning on coming.
Hillary, are you going to be able to be there on May 6th?
What I was wondering if so there's this Saturday 2 to 5 Earth Day, is that right?
Yep.
And then May 6th, Saturday, what time?
9 to 11.
Oh, yeah, I could probably make that fun.
Would you like an e-bike?
Do I have to reserve an e-bike?
We just need to let Mad Dog
Sure.
know I'm how many
Yeah.
to bring.
I'll use an e-bike. That sounds fun.
Let Sean know.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and.
Yeah.
If that's easy for
I'm
them,
pretty sure it should be.
if that's okay, then that would simplify things.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Should be fun.
Thanks so much for all the coordination.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come together. It could be good.
But yeah, as far as a post-event social media post, some kind of photos, I don't know.
Mhm,
if There's
we could do a
somebody
photo at the
who's,
beginning
or
or-
one or two people who are designated as
Mhm.
photos for a potential.
Photo documentation. I can take some pictures. That's a good idea.
Okay. We have 2 other items on our agenda. We have the city council report, which Matt just to confirm is 6 p.m. next
Correct.
Tuesday. So we are now T-minus 7 days and 18 minutes. Unfortunately, I'm not in town. And so I'm wondering if we can make a plan here. I have the slides from last year,
Okay.
which were produced in Canva, that we can use as a baseline. So I'd like to see who will be in. Darren did tell me he will be here. Will you be here?
I should also be
will you be here? Hillary, will you be here? And would you like to come to city council next week?
Is that Tuesday?
Tuesday at 6.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Okay. But 3 of us being here would be great. Paul, would you like to be the primary presenter as the vice chair of the committee?
And should be able to do that, yeah.
With backup from Sarah and Darren.
Mhm.
So maybe I can share the slides with the 3 of you.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to also collaborate with any ideas on that. But we need to have one person who owns it
Right.
and who looks through it. And
Right.
I think that might be you.
Okay.
If you're okay. Are you comfortable with Canva for PowerPoint?
I've never used Canva, so PowerPoint would be preferable for me, but I can also learn if it's really straightforward.
Okay.
It's great. It's
Pretty
pretty straightforward.
straightforward.
Yeah,
It's
I've
pretty
I've
user.
also tried to use Google Slides at my so.
I use Canva all the time for slides.
Okay. Yeah, if it's just like, click through and there's just like your regular sort of situation, I'm not fine.
Okay.
Do I need special software?
It's all online.
Yeah. I'm going to suggest and see if this sounds right to you. A 10-minute presentation. Leaving 5 minutes for Q&A. That's okay.
Is that, are we allotted 15 minutes total?
That's the agenda. I'm just basing this on our last
Yeah,
experiences and
it'll be fine.
the other
Okay.
ones I've seen.
Okay.
As part of that, we are making 2 awards. And you weren't here when we talked about our awards. So I'm wondering, Sarah, would you be willing to get one of the awards?
Sure.
And maybe have Darren get the other award? How are we going to get the awards to city council?
I'll be there.
You'll be there.
And we
Probably.
should take pictures
Either way, I'll make sure they're there.
as well. Is
I
that
can
something,
probably do that too.
should we
If there's some
take
reason I can't be there.
one group picture with whoever the committee's there and the mayor and council with both recipients? I think that's probably the simplest.
Would you give the award to Raymond Lee?
I'd love to.
And we'll have Darren do it at City Farm. And I will, both of them have indicated that they will be able to be here, but I'll just follow up and ask them to be here 10 minutes early. Maybe 15 minutes because it's kind of hard to figure out. And I don't know which of the letters will be receiving. And that way, all 3 of you are. This is now the second year. The date. My second year as chair, my second year.
I don't know, questionable leadership here.
I would love to have any input on when we do it. I'm sure if that's possible.
What? Oh, what?
What day? You just get tools.
I mean, I can request,
With enough.
so. Yeah, I just need more notice and. They got a lot of these committees that make whole presentations, so they try to stagger them, so they're. But it doesn't hurt to ask, so if you want a different date, just let me know. Nice, 7 months in advance.
6, 7 months in advance. I may
Set your
not- I may
schedule.
not know my schedule, but.
Yeah, at least in January, because that's, I think that's when they told me this date would be.
Yeah.
so,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just forwarding to 3 of you. Darren already has the forwarding to Sarah and to Paul. And I'm going to copy Darren and Hillary on this. That's okay. Would you like to be copied on it?
sure.
This is the slide deck from last year. system. Are there any specific nominations for things you want to make sure we include?
We went through all of our
Yeah, you
meetings.
did.
And of course, my brain is fried right now.
Here's a flow that you can use as a thought starter, which is 3 or 4 minutes of our main contributions from last year. Then I think last time, Sarah, did you talk about the structure of the committee first before we talk about accomplishments?
So we talk about what?
The structure of the committee.
Oh. I think I just had one slide where I had everybody's picture.
Okay, so maybe first 1 minute on with the picture and the roles and responsibilities. And then 3 or 4 minutes on here are our top 5 items. Maybe just remind them our mission, what we're doing. The panel the other day, I framed our mission. Educational, advisory, celebratory. You can choose to use that. It's not exactly. Those are things we can do. I think it's helpful to use the language of advisory. That's we're in partnership. And then I think that it would be good to have 3 or 4 minutes. And we're already a third of the so ways that we're trying to integrate events. You also mentioned that our goal is to every second or third meeting to bring in people who have expertise in particular areas, help us understand those practices. I was thinking we should probably actually really share some best practices. And I would just sort of double down on the ways that we work in the city and some of the things that we've done to support the water tank, the landscaping, the city hall. Expressed a lot of appreciation for Matt. Let that harm your reputation.
Go for it.
Hey, I think we're okay.
It can withstand it, yes.
And Debbie, of course, and just help them see the ways in which we're resourced. And then we need 3 minutes, 3 4 minutes for our votes.
That sounds about right.
Any other suggestions?
Are you gonna forward me and Darren your notes on the work?
I just took notes as I was talking with them, so what I'll do is I'll write. And I'll also reach out to them. Okay. Hillary, are you still with us?
Yes, sir.
Last item on our agenda is communications. This has been on our agenda for a couple months, and I know that's one of your roles. So I thought maybe we could just talk a little bit about collectively what kind of rhythm we're in and what we hope to do in terms of our educational mission, and social media, things like that. What, you want to start us off, and then we'll jump in?
Yeah, those are really good questions, actually. And I was thinking about asking Matt. I sent Peter Wolfley.
Yeah.
Wolf, yeah.
Like,
I sent things like a month ago, but he never responded. Maybe
okay,
he's still the point person though.
for social media posts?
Yeah.
He's been on some paternity leave, and I haven't seen him around lately. He sometimes comes in. I don't, that seemed like he should be getting close to the end of it, though. So, paternity leave was a foreign concept for me, but hey.
Oh, I'm glad he gets it.
No,
That's-
cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there someone else I should send stuff to?
Send it to me, and I'll make sure Pete responds.
All right. If he's on paternity leave, we should give it to him, right?
Well, and I'll find out who the backup is if he's unavailable.
Yeah,
I think
that's
he can work from home. And he comes in occasionally for stuff and meetings. So it's not full on.
yeah, because it is the time like where people start thinking about their yard work and their gardens a lot. So it would be really nice to get some like tips and tricks out there.
Okay, yeah, just need contact, CC me or say, hey, I haven't heard back on this one. Can you help me out?
And I assume like Orem City too will publicize some of the stuff, like the landscaping, new landscaping rebates and programs.
Yeah, we actually have a problem with that.
I was just gonna ask how,
Any updates?
No, I actually have some ideas. I gotta get in Jason's hands, but he's been gone for 2 weeks. I've been gone for 10 days, and so everything's sort of been in limbo. We're starting to get started up again. But we need to modify our proposed ordinance to allow some type of grandfather right to existing lawns, just clarify, really just, I don't think, because Central Utah Water is not actually gonna say you got a yard that's 100% facade, right? And you take it down to 70%, right? They're not gonna come say, oh, we're not gonna give you any funding because you didn't hit the 30% threshold, which is the new standard, right? But the ordinance doesn't really read that way. It sort of sounds like, that's the new standard. Well, as me as a planner, I know that only applies when somebody builds something new, or maybe they rip out their yard and start over, not a reduction. A reduction would be, hey, we have a non-conforming standard that's now more conforming, even though it doesn't quite meet the standard, which we always accept. So I think if we just clarify the language in the language of ordinance and help the council get that existing users can only come closer to comply, so it can be made to comply, and that new users will need to comply. New townhomes, new houses.
in order to qualify for.
No, that would just be the new standard for the
That's
city,
new
new construction.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Nice.
but in that case, it should be less of an impact because most people aren't. They're buying a production home. They're not custom. Even if they are custom, hey, that's the standard. You know what you're required of. So hopefully that's less concerning for the council to adopt. We have that clarity that, hey, this just really affects new people, not existing. And if we can get that adopted, then we'll qualify for the grant. We've had a couple people call through customer service and say, hey, I just found out I can't qualify because you haven't done this. So we're actually collecting all that feedback in a spreadsheet.
Okay.
So that we can say, hey, there's actual demand for this when people are being turned down dollars because we don't have the standard.
For those people that has demand.
Well, then send me a link saying I can't qualify, or send me a note. Or people send me notes saying, hey, I don't qualify. That's just more data for the council to realize people want this money.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so I'll hold off on
anything,
post.
but,
So I won't make any posts about rebate things.
Yeah, rebates just are off the table for now. It's unfortunate, but
I bet people are
Yeah,
gonna ask about
I
it.
think you could do some stuff on electric vehicles though.
Oh,
But
okay. Yeah, I
I
don't
think
know
the
details on
new
those.
standards are going to be released any day now in terms of who qualifies for what.
Oh, cool.
But depending on your income level and where the parts were manufactured, we now have up to $7,500 rebate on electric vehicles.
Mike, do you want to send me those details, Quinn, when you get
I
them?
think it's not 7,500.
No, but there's at least some.
Yeah. So that might be something to look into.
Yeah, that's a good.
I know that the government was going to update its standards to make it clear because people were pretty confused.
Right.
The passage of the last legislation, but I think that's changed. It could change. And then Hillary, I think, as you well know, people started thinking about being outside around now.
Yeah.
We could even revive some of our Orem outdoor stuff that we've done over the next month or two if you run out of things you want to say.
Okay, that sounds good. I mean, I know what things I'm already thinking about in terms of like landscaping and stuff. So if you have ideas, yeah, just maybe you can text them to me. That's what Darren has done a few times.
And that works okay, just a text.
Yeah, that's good.
So the weekly lawn watering guide is back up
Yeah,
and running. So if you want to do
Oh, great.
that's helpful.
Yeah, and like last year I did an Earth Day post, but the city already does one of those. So
yeah.
Maybe we can think of it at the booth if there's anything. In our downtown booth, we can just brainstorm.
Right.
Use that time.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe feedback from people asking questions, like what do people?
oh,
want?
that's a great idea. That's a really good idea.
You know,
Like what people are curious about, then we can make our education around that.
yeah, because people who show up at the Earth Day celebration, I mean, probably at least interested in being outside.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Any other support you need from us?
No, those are really helpful. I can I have some time the next few days actually. I might just kind of make some posts and I can send them out to y'all and you can tell me what you think.
Sounds great. One question, Matt.
Yes.
You know, we are on the bench and we are not as prone to flooding as some of the communities are. Do you know if there are concerns in the next month that we will have flooding issues this time?
I can look into it. I haven't really followed too closely, but I have the same impression that we're not as prone, but there are some trouble canyons and stuff.
Are you
Yeah.
worried about?
I mean, we do have, Orem does have the whole west bank. So I assume that would be a risk area. Carterville itself is our side of Carterville is just above the flood map.
Okay.
The other side.
Yeah.
And so I think that would be useful information. See if we can support the community.
Yeah, I think the best source to find out what problem there is going to be your floodplain maps.
I know that Provo is doing a bunch of things with sandbags, and as far as I know, the city's not doing that here.
So I shut out everything I don't need to know.
Are we expecting the Utah Lake shoreline to rise at all? Or are we shunting everything up the Jordan River?
Well, I don't know, I'm not the expert on it. My impression is there's the compromised level, which is the maximum level the lake will be allowed to go up to. Now, if you get the compromised level, all additional waters will go downstream to Salt Lake. Now, whether they will send additional waters before they get compromised, I don't know.
But we do have some good news from Salt Lake.
Yeah.
I flew over it this weekend and
Already it's looking.
there is not, well, it's not looking great, but there is now water between Antelope Island and the shore.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's
Like a
something.
bridge.
Yeah, that's something. We are not as desperate as we were, but we are still not alone.
Prayers have worked somewhat
Yeah.
this year. When it rains, it pours literally.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen the latest drought map.
Utah
Utah County's are pretty good.
Out of drought.
Almost.
Some parts of it anyway.
Some of the
West.
central, like, Wayne County areas are still
Yeah.
pretty drought stricken, but they also just do a lot of alfalfa.
Yeah.
We have minutes that Michaela sent to us and asked us to consider. I've taken a look at those. They're very detailed. She does a great job with those. They're awesome recordings. Any comments on the minutes? Okay. I'd like to motion that we accept the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Reed, would you like to accept the minutes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, the minutes have been approved. And we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any seconds?
I was just gonna say.
Wait, because we should second it first.
Jump right to-
I
I'll
think you
second
seconded
it.
it.
Yeah, I was
All in
going to,
favor?
and then if we just jump right to all in favor.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you. And we made it within 5 minutes of our scheduled time.
That's pretty good.
We're getting a little bit. The only difference I can tell between this and the other meetings is Aaron's not here.
Oh, that's-
Do you have
Okay.
do you have anything you need me to sign?
Bye.
Matt, or do I-
If I did, I don't have it.
Okay.
So, because I don't normally do this, I didn't think of it.
Can you confirm when we are scheduled to meet next?